Okay, decision 2024. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Yeah, remember that? The original Batman movie there with Michael Keaton there? He tricked the Joker into shooting him there with the silver thing under his chest. But anyway, neither here nor there. Yeah, that's where I see this thing going. Nuts. And why do I see it that way? Again, we've been covering this on a regular basis. Watched again last night the New Hampshire primary. Donald Trump with the huge win. Or was it? Again, you have to take, like we did yesterday, and you have to take a look at the internals in these polls. And quite frankly, it's not good. I know the super Trumpsters and supporters out there. You hate Trump, and that's what you're going to say. Listen, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what the polls are saying. The polls are saying. I'm not saying that Trump can't beat Biden. I'm not saying that he can't. I'm just saying this whole thing is completely unnecessary. Remember the old James Carville line when he was helping out Bill Clinton back in the day, and it's the economy, stupid. You know, and everything is about the economy. Well, yeah, there's a lot that has to do with the economy, and I think that that's an important issue always when it comes to the election. But in the case of Donald Trump and how polarizing he is as a figure, it's going to be quite difficult. You talk about people that voted for Haley that are swearing up and down that they are not going to vote for Trump, that they're going to go out and they're going to vote for Biden instead of Trump, is not a good sign. And again, I was kind of hoping that Donald Trump yesterday would kind of head in the right direction when it came to his speech, his victory speech. And what did he do? What do you the same old nonsense up there? Why would you insinuate that she's coming under investigation? And I also said, yeah, if Ron DeSantis didn't get out too, he was going to be under investigation. And you made fun of her dress. Who does that? I don't know who does that. I gotta say, if one of my kids was running for office and won a race or won an election and did something like that, I would blast them. Why would you do that? I don't understand the point. What are you doing? Why would you do that? You need her voters. It's like this guy's got some sort of self-destruction death wish. I know you got the people that will, again, you got your army of MAGA people out there that will do anything for you, no matter what you say or what you do. Okay? It doesn't make any difference. They're all in. But there's a lot of people out there that you need to have vote for you. Let me tell you something. Your MAGA crew ain't enough, man. In their minds, they think that, hey, yeah, there's enough of us MAGA people out there. There's not. Okay? There's not enough that are going, that your MAGA crew is not going to carry you by any stretch of the imagination. Those are just the facts. I know many of you out there don't like, again, it's almost like it's a liberal mindset that you have. You don't like dealing with reality. You need to bring over all of these people. Why not do that? Well, I don't get it. Oh, Nikki Haley attacks her. Oh, come on. Trump attacks everybody in a way that, quite frankly, is juvenile. And you all know it deep down inside. Deep down inside, all of you people are claiming to be good Christians and all this stuff. How does that sit well with you in the way that he goes about insulting people and talking about people. How is that right, good in any way, shape, matter, or form? It's not. It's disgusting. And he needs to cut it out. In fact, he needs to apologize. I'd be more inclined to vote for him if he actually had a change of heart. Again, I'm all for forgiveness and being able to repent and whatnot. And this guy doesn't admit he does anything wrong. He made fun of her dress? Seriously? Anyway, in New Hampshire, Trump won 3 out of 4 Republicans. Haley won 60% of the independents. Again, Donald Trump he's not the incumbent, but he is the incumbent nominee. He won by 11 points. Won by 11 points. Was supposed to be closer to 20. I don't know whether or not Haley's going to back out, whether or not she is going to hold on through the convention. I don't know if she's going to have the money to go ahead and do that. But at some point in time, you have to reach out to people that are swearing up and down that they are not going to vote for you no matter what. And these are people with a conservative bent. People that have left the Republican Party because the Republican Party is a disaster. Anyway, I'm writing down my thoughts in regards to this. You want to get nuts, get nuts. If I was Nikki Haley at this point, I would challenge Donald Trump to a debate before the South Carolina primary, and I'd call him out. I'd say, what are you afraid of? Why are you afraid to debate me? And that would be my point. Just saying that and my point is just that, listen, if he's so great and so wonderful, so bright, such great, why won't you come out and debate the issues and hit upon that? I don't know if she's going to do that. I don't know what her ultimate plan is. She's a politician too. Like I said, I wouldn't be voting for Haley either. Not a fan. But again, I don't know if her plan is to come back and vote in 2028. Again, you get all these commentators out there talking about political future. Anybody who talks about political future is someone I really want to vote for in the first place. Again, I'm a big believer that politics, you should be going and serving and then going back and getting a real job. Another nutty thing out there, and I'm sorry, and with all due respect to a lot of my listeners out there, I made this point before, and I've made this for over a year. I'm right, you're wrong on this, okay? People think that, why would the mainstream media, why would the Democrats be trying to do all of these court cases and go after Trump? Why would they do all of this if they wanted him to be the nominee? They're afraid. You're wrong, okay? Trust me, you're wrong, okay? I've got a client base around the country, and listen, they come from all stripes. And some of them, let's just say, I'll leave it at this, are major donors to the Democrats. They want to run against Trump. You take a look at the polls. The other candidates, the Republican candidates, would destroy Joe Biden. This is their best chance at winning. Not to mention the fact, and again, I've talked about this before, and how Democrats play 3D chess and Republicans play checkers. Well, guess what? When is the Republican National Convention? July. Middle of July. You know when the Democratic Convention is? A month later. A month later. So, again, let me tell you exactly what's going to take place. And people who've been following me for a couple decades now have learned, don't make a habit of doubting what we tell you here, okay? Just don't. What you're going to see happen, what we normally see after a convention, is you have a bump. This is post-convention bump. So let's go to Republican convention. Let's see what type of bump Donald Trump gets coming out of it. And let's say it's a little bit, let's say it's strong. Let's say it's really strong. Let's say Donald Trump has a great convention. Brings, is looking to bring people together. Oh my God, I don't know who he's going to choose as a running mate, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, what can the Democrats do a month later? They can press the eject button. They can press the eject button. All of a sudden, Joe Biden can come down with a bad case of COVID, and he's doing what's best for the party. He's not going to be able to continue to campaign in November. He's weakened by it. He's going to do what's best for the country. And wham, bam, somebody comes in to fill the void. And wow, this is unprecedented. This is the media coverage. Oh my Lord. It's Michelle Obama. Come on down. I don't know who it's going to be. And quite honestly, I don't think it's going to be Michelle Obama. I'm just throwing that name out there. Honestly, I think that she's bright enough to not want to get involved. And I'm not a fan of Michelle Obama, but I think she's smart. She's like, I don't want any part of this nonsense. I think she kind of likes her life at this point in time. Somebody will. Gavin Newsom, I'm not so sure about that. But if you don't think that they're working this out at this point in time, they are. They are. I mentioned yesterday, my experience at the Democratic convention back in 2008 with Hillary Clinton and Obama. At the time, the Democrats were still not all in. They weren't sure whether or not Obama could pull it off. There was push. And then they got it together. Hillary Clinton got on board. They're going to make her Secretary of State. Oh my God, she was going to be the best Secretary of State. No one's going to be better, more prepared than her. They figured it out. They figured it out. Obama gave his speech there, moved it. It was at the Pepsi Center. Then they moved it to where the Broncos play. And remember the Greek columns that were behind them. Went on. I didn't remember that was like hell week for me. Let's just leave it at that. The security that was involved, it was awful. But anyway, neither here nor there. Okay, they're set up to do this. I don't know, because like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen at the Republican convention. I don't know how many Republicans are going to be sniping at Trump from the outside. How do you get his former running mate, Vice President Mike Pence, to come along after the things that he said about him? Do you think that, Ron DeSantis, did what he was told to do and, supports Trump? Did you see him out doing much on the campaign trail for Donald Trump? No. I saw what happened in the state of Florida. Some super Trumpster in the state of Florida thought that it would be a good idea to take the taxpayer money in the state and give it to Trump. We're going to take the taxpayer dollars and we're going to give it to Trump to help pay his legal fees. Again, what kind of a-hole does something like that? Let the guy pay his own damn legal fees, for crying out loud. He flies around. He's got his own plane. And you're gonna make the taxpayer, the Florida taxpayers pay for Trump's legal fees? Again, if Trump, I would say, no, don't do that. Why would you do something like that? But anyway, like I said, and you think, well, the Democrats can't do that. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. They can do whatever the hell they want. There's precedent involved, in fact. I don't know if you remember, this was when? I'm trying to guess. Maybe this was 2000. Was it 2000 and maybe two? Or I think, I'm not sure. I think it was 2002 where Tom Tancredo got himself in all sorts of, who was it? I forget. But anyway, no, it wasn't Tom. I'm somebody else. But anyway, it'll come to me in a second. But the New Jersey Senate race was given over to Frank Lautenberg. They just replaced him. They won the case. Torricelli. I'm sorry. God, what came to me? I apologize. Bob Torricelli got himself in all sorts of trouble. And the Democrats they removed Bob Torricelli from the ballot and they brought back Frank Lautenberg and they ended up winning. Anyway, like I said, the warning signs are there. To me, this whole thing is nuts. I don't know why you go on stage and you start talking about, I don't get angry. I get even. You won by more than 50%. And again, Nikki Haley hasn't even been for the Republicans, for the most part, have handled Donald Trump with kid gloves. They never really took the gloves off going after him by any stretch. And again, why wouldn't you try to be reaching out? You need to do that in order to win. Anyway, again, some of the things that I'm going to see, what the Biden campaign is going to do, like I said, it's going to be getting nuts. They're going to be trying things out. What could win? Where, because again, they just need a few states out there. Like I said, the swing states out there. They gotta figure out those swing states. Bidenomics, that pitch hasn't worked. I think what they're doing right now, I don't know if you saw Biden yesterday. His speech was ridiculous. It was borderline ridiculous. Anybody with half a brain, again, this is who Trump is running against. This is why he should be up by bloody 20 points. It shouldn't be close. It shouldn't be 1.3. It should be 20 points. Biden is pitching this apocalyptic, the sky is going to fall. The world is going to end. This is the most important election since the Civil War. Democracy's on the ballot. Nobody believes that. Well, I'm sure there's some idiots out there that do. But come on already. Give me a break. It's ridiculous. And I think that, again, they're trying it out. That's going to go away. And again, what Biden will probably do, what Biden will end up doing is he'll probably do a 2020 redo, except even more so. Even more so, he'll basically say, no, I'm not going to, I said this before. I'm sorry. We were thinking about it. We were bouncing it back and forth about debating Donald Trump, but there's no point in debating somebody that is going to constantly make things up. Oh, sure, we want to have a debate, but we have to have fact checkers. They'll throw everything out there to avoid having any sort of, debate with Donald Trump. They'll basically run another basement campaign is what they'll do. And Donald Trump will get angrier and angrier along the way. And if the polls don't go his way, it'll become more vitriolic and nuttier. And again, we won't be talking about the issues at hand and the things that are truly most important. One more thing. With the voters in New Hampshire, one of the big issues out there is the border. I think it trumped, no pun intended, the economy yesterday and what's taking place at the border. What could Biden do? Well, I don't know. They could come to some sort of agreement. I don't know. Like I said, I don't like what the Republicans in the Senate, have put together this compromise. But again, the Republicans in the Senate, they care more about their position and making sure that, that those dollars are going to the, military industrial complex and the defense contractors and getting that Ukraine money put together, that they might sign off on something ridiculous and Biden will declare a win on that. And he'll say, hey, Republicans went along with this. Again, it's not about the money for the border. You don't need more money for the border. You need a change in policy. What if he changes the policy? What if he changes the policy? Then what? He's got another win. Let me tell you something else that's going to happen. Again, nutty 2024 election cycle. Want to get nuts? Get nuts. Fed's going to lower rates. Fed's going to lower rates, and I wouldn't be surprised if they come down quite a bit. Quite a bit. And all of a sudden, people out there start refinancing their homes and, again, having some more money in their pocket. That's going to be a bump. That's going to be a bonus for Joe Biden. Make no bones about it. So, again, to me right now, it's borderline ridiculous. Do I think Nikki Haley has a shot? And hell no, I do not. Do I think that Donald Trump has got to go on some sort of reconciliation tour, for crying out loud, and try to get people to come over to his side? Last night was not a good start when it comes to that. That's how I see it, kids. Again, thanks for listening. WatchDog on WallStreet.com. Subscribe to our podcasts right there at our website at WatchDogOnWallStreet.com. Apple, Spotify, you name it. Hey, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you rate the podcast as well. It's always a big help to us here at Markowski Investments. Thanks so much. Have a great day.